All right, in this video, we are going to talk a little bit more about Git and incorporating Bitbucket into your workflow. So, in particular, what we want to do is add a local repository that we've got. We want to add it to Bitbucket so that we'll have a remote repository. So, what you want to do is to do that, starting off with, we've got this local repository here that we worked on in the first example. And then what we want to do is go to Bitbucket and then create a new repository. So just click right here, create repository. And you'll have to select a workspace, and you can create a workspace and by just clicking the plus and creating a workspace here. It's pretty self-explanatory. Um, so create a repository, and then choose the workspace that you created, and then a project as well under there. I just have this one teaching. So, and then the repository name. I think I called this one my projects. I believe that's what I've got here. You can call it something different, but I'm going to go ahead and just call it my projects. All right. All right, and then create the repository. All right, so you've got a new repository set up. All right, and then you're going to need this address of the repository. So what you want to do is click on this clone button, and that clone button is going to expose the URI, and it's just this part here. You don't need the get clone. You just need this address right here, and click on copy, and then you can close that out. All right, so you're going to need that. All right, and then back in Eclipse, what you want to do is right click on your project, and then go down to team, and then remote, and then push. Okay, and so for the URI, then you want to put that link. You notice how mine, it kind of already populated in there. You need the path to the repository. All right, and that should be about it. You'll probably have to type in your username and password for Bitbucket. And click on next. And then it's add all branches spec. Just make sure that's right. And then you might have to click on this force update the first time, but let's see. Then finish. Okay, we'll try that. If it doesn't work, then we will do that. Okay, so I got this error here, right? Master rejected non-fast forward. So if I hit close, if I go back out to my repository, you can see if I refresh it, it's still not there. My files still aren't there, so I'm pretty sure we've got to force it. So team, remote, push, all that should be good. And then all branches add spec, force update, and then try that. All right, and so now you can see this time we got a some long hash of some long number here, right? That's not the error that we got last time, so you do need to click that force update and then click close. Okay. All right, and so that should, if I go back and look at Bitbucket, then and refresh that, right? You can see now my project's in there. And if I go down and look under source application, you can see there's my code that's in there. Okay, so now it is, you've got a local repository on your machine. That directory is still on your machine. Now you've got this pushed to this remote repository as well. All right, so going back, all right, so we've done all these steps here. So now let's add something on our project. Okay, so we'll go here and it says add a constructor. So I guess we could do that. It doesn't really matter. Just add anything really to this. So source and constructor. Oh, no fields in there, so it's complaining. All right, and now we'll add a constructor. All right, so there's a constructor. All right, and we're going to save that. And now when we check Git staging, you can see that there's the changes that we've had. And what we want to do is stage all those changes here. Type a message. All right, and so now the big difference is what we want to do is do commit and push. Okay, so the difference between commit and push is commit will commit in the local repository, right? But commit and push will commit in the local repository and also push that commit to the remote, which is on Bitbucket. Okay, so if you've got this synced up with Bitbucket like I've showed you here, then it's commit and push. Okay, and click preview a couple times, and then push. All right, and you can see that it pushed it here. And just to verify, you go back and look at Bitbucket. Right, and I'm going to refresh this. And there you can see, right, that the changes were pushed to Bitbucket. Okay, so you can see that's all updated there. All right, and you can do this on your Bitbucket account if you set things up like I've done. You can have a bunch of different projects that are in your that are in this same repository. You can put a single project in a repository too as well, kind of however you want to do that. So this is a good way to store your code on Bitbucket. All right, so I think that's it on this. You can see that there's a few more steps here, but you basically get the idea. So add your changes and then commit or commit and push. One thing you might say, well, what if I accidentally do commit only? And because I've done that before. So let's just show how that goes. If I do source and then let's generate a toString and put it in there, save. All right, and so now we want to do a commit, stage all of our changes, right? All right, and now just say I do commit. Okay, if I go back up and check Bitbucket, check my source up there, you can see the toString is not in there, right? Because I only did commit, not commit and push. So if you do that, don't panic, right? Then what you would need to do is just go here, right, and right click, and then go to Teams or Team, and then Remote, and then just push right here, and that will push your changes up there. Shouldn't have to force the update now. Really just need to force that update on the first go round. There's probably a better way to do it, but all right. So if you forget to do commit and push, and you do commit instead, then just go back and push your changes up there. But it's better not to forget to do that. So now if I refresh, it should have that toString in there. All right, and you can see there it is. Okay. All right, so that's about it on this one. There is one other thing I wanted to mention to you, and that's this right here. This is the way that I've been putting the code up there for the class. So you can also clone an existing Bitbucket repository. I'm not going to do that right now because the way I've got it set up, it's I've already got things set up the way I want them to do the code, so I can get it to you easily. So I don't really want to mess with that. But if you follow these directions, you can import a Bitbucket repository into your Eclipse, right? Using file import git projects from Git. And then all you would need is the URI, and I showed you how to get that by pressing that clone button. You can get the URI right there and just copy that out, and then follow these directions, and you'll be able to import those projects into Eclipse pretty easily as well. All right, so if you have any questions, just let me know on that. All right.